Hey, welcome back to the Black and Gold Standard Podcast. And today we're talking about the Opp'S. So, in this episode, the Opp'S are actually the top six players that I think the Pittsburgh Steelers need to focus on and definitely need to have a handle on these guys if they want to have a successful Sunday night game against them and Aaron Rodgers get his get back. Like I say, Rodgers, he'll say all the right things, but you trust and believe he definitely wants this game. This is going to be a very interesting, but this is going to be a tough game. I mean, I don't. This is not going to be a walk in the park game, and I mean, obviously, it must. The Steelers got to have a way better performance than what they did last week. Well, on Thursday against the Cincinnati Bengals. This is going to be one of the better defenses that they have won against this year so far. You're going to have to deal with Micah Parsons. So it's going to be a very interesting game, and hopefully whatever was messing with them and whatever was their problem, I hope they got all that out of them, and we can see a better performance from the Steelers. But with that said, let's jump right into it and get to these Opp'S and see what we got here. Doom. Nope, that ain't what I want. Here we go. So starting right off, Jordan Love, quarterback. One of the up and coming young quarterbacks. They pretty much moved Rodgers out of there so he could get his opportunity to play. He sat behind Rodgers and seemed like he's learned a lot of stuff from him. He's a guy that I think honestly turned out to be a little better. He's actually a little better than what I thought he would be. He's a guy that can move the ball. He has a good coach, offensive style coach that calls the plays, and he keeps them in good situations. The Packers have done a great job to put weapons around them. They just have an issue with their receivers getting hurt all the time, but they've put some good, not no guys with no major names, but just some solid receivers. So they've done a good job with that. Put a solid running game behind them. Offensive line is above average, and he's a guy that again the Steelers have to be about their business because he's a guy that can make plays, make the right throws, and can do some damage against the Steelers. So Jordan Love is definitely a guy that I mean he will run. He's not really a big time scrambler, but he's mobile enough to get out of trouble if he can. Excuse me. So, with that said, excuse me. So, with that said, Jordan Love is a guy that the Steelers definitely gonna have to watch, and try to get pressure on him. Can't just let him sit in the pocket because he will torch you. So they got to keep pressure on him. So that's the number one op. Romeo Doubs. This is a name that a lot of Steeler fans probably heard a lot about. Was maybe a guy that the Steelers maybe could have made a trade for, but at this point, especially with the injuries Green Bay have. They have to keep him. But this is a guy that he's going to be a challenge. He in our second with our secondary, he's going to be a challenge. He's going to be a challenge to Porter, Ramsey, and I'm not even going to say Slay because at this point I'm really down on Slay, and it's nothing against him personally because I mean he's 30. I don't know how old is Slay, 32, 33, 34. I mean he's up. He's up there, and it's not even fair what the Steelers have been asking him to do. So, but Dobbs is a guy, great speed, great route runner, good hands. So he's a guy that I don't know who Steelers are going to really put on him. I don't know if they're just going to play some zone, but he's a guy that Love will be looking for, and it's a guy that can get loose on him. So hopefully the Steelers are got all their issues out and figured things out and got the calls right because he's the guy that's going to put a lot of pressure on them. This should be running back. Sorry about that, but running back Josh Jacobs, hard-nosed runner, hard-nosed runner. They can't let him get started because if you let him get started and he can put a big game on you. He could put a big game on you, and Steelers don't want to see that. They want to hopefully kind of keep Green Bay. Want to try to keep them not so balanced. I mean, but he's a guy that all this mess that happened down in Cincinnati, and to be honest, it happened a few times this year. The Steelers have to stop the running game because he's a guy that will put 150 yards up on you fast. And the thing about it, he's not really a big a guy that's going to break 50, 60-yard runs, but he's going to gas you. I mean, he's a power back. He's going to have those 10, 15, 7, 8. He's a type back that can wear defense out. So this is a guy that the Steelers really gotta try to contain. To be honest, I think he's the number one. I mean, other than the quarterback, he's the number one thing that the Steelers had to contain, and he's the first person they got to get in check. So moving over to the defensive side, Quay Walker, very athletic linebacker. Leads the Green Bay Packers in tackles right now. Just not so much of a run stopper. I mean, he will, he'll stick his nose in some plays, but he's a very good good speed. But I'm hopefully he have his hands full with these tight ends. But he leads Green Bay in tackles right now, and I think he got like 1.5 sacks. Rashawn Gary. Well, he's tied on the team with 5.5 sacks. He's a guy that this offensive line gonna have to worry about. It's coming off the edge, and again, this is a guy that can get to the quarterback, and I know these guys are probably licking their chops to sack old Mr. Rodgers. So the offensive line, I thought, they've played well. They have played well, and like I said, I have to keep it honest. I have to give them credit when credit is due. They've played well, but this is going to be. I mean, I thought the Browns would kind of give them a challenge, and they didn't because it just seemed like the Steelers just threw the Browns a monkey wrench, and they were just messed up when they went, big with the extra offensive linemen. But now that's on film. Everybody really had about 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks to see what the Steelers doing. And, this is going to be Gary's going to be a guy that he's gonna give this offensive line some problems, and especially when you got to keep an eye on him, and then also you got Parsons out there. So this is a guy that they're gonna really have to know where he's at, and they're gonna have to man up. They're gonna have to man up on him, and can't really double him. So we'll see how this go. And the last guy, the last op that I think the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely need to control, or this game can get out of hand, and that's going to be edge Micah Parsons. I mean, this is somewhat like a homecoming for him. I think when the Steelers played the Cowboys last year, I don't think Parsons played. I think he was hurt. So this is going to be a homecoming. I'm quite sure he's going to have a lot of family and everything there at the game. So he's going to really want to show out. Like I say, these guys are probably licking their chops. And I'm quite sure it's we ain't going to get into Bounty Gate or anything like that. But I'm quite sure all these guys got probably a little friendly bet between, themselves that who's going to be the one to get that first sack of Rodgers. So this is going to be a good chess match. Parsons is one of them guys. He can rush the quarterback from anywhere. He could be on the line. He could come from the middle. He's going to move around. So again, this is going to be a situation where the offensive line got to keep their heads up and know where number one is at all times. So that's really it. He's coming off a three sack game. Last Sunday, he sacked Arizona's quarterback 3 times, so he has like 5.5 sacks. So all that money that Green Bay, shelled out for him is starting to pay off. So that's really a look at the ops for the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be a fun game. This is going to be a fun game to watch. But this is also going to be a game where the Pittsburgh Steelers got to come correct. They have to come correct because this is not going to be an easy game for them. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes in the right way. I want to say Pittsburgh is wearing those ugly uniforms, so maybe that'll help them out a little bit. Them things are hideous. But with that said, that's about it. Like I say, that's the ops. Tomorrow we'll be on Smash the Gas, and then Thursday I think we have the matchups where we'll go through all the positions and see who has the upper hand on which positions. So that's it, and thanks for joining. You guys take care, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.